Prosecutors say he committed unspeakable acts against a child and recorded it. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. A 32-year-old decorated Navy SEAL is sentenced to prison after admitting he molested a child here in San Diego.
News 8's Steve Price is in our newsroom with today's sentence and the emotional reaction. Steve?
And Barbara Lee and Carlo, in all likelihood, Gregory Searden will spend the rest of his life in prison. For one victim's relative, it's clear no sentence is long enough.
From a decorated Navy SEAL to an admitted child molester, Gregory Searden was in a San Diego courtroom Tuesday where a relative of his victim, who was between 5 and 7 years old when molested, spoke in court.
What was described to me by the sweetest, smartest, most innocent, beautiful girl in the world was something of nightmares.
Searden was originally arrested in 2017 during an alleged rape investigation. While searching his cell phone, authorities say they discovered multiple images of child pornography, including that child in San Diego.
He does unimaginable and unspeakable things to her, causing lifelong repercussions and drama.
Searden pleaded guilty last year to federal charges and was sentenced to 27 years behind bars. Charges were then brought against him here in San Diego. Again, he pleaded guilty, leading to today's sentencing.
How many broken lives lie at the feet of the defendant? We can start healing today by making him answer for his crimes for every day for the rest of his pathetic existence.
Other than to answer one question from the judge, the former Coronado-based Navy SEAL didn't say a word during the sentencing and showed no emotion as the judge handed down his punishment.
The defendant be committed to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for the stipulated term of 60 years.
And Searden will serve his federal and his state prison terms consecutively. If he does get out, he will have to register for life as a sex offender. Carlo and Barbara Lee.
All right, Steve, thank you.